Monster Jam fans, welcome back to another commentary here on the channel. I am Who's Ready for Monster Jam, and this is Monster Jam Stadium Tour Yellow in Week 8 of Monster Jam in 2022. Let's meet the drivers competing right here in Anaheim. Starting off, we have Paul Jensen from Team Throttle Monster in Jurassic Attack. Also from Team Throttle Monster is Mike Christensen in Vendetta. Those two look to have a good show today. Craig Champion and Preston Perez are both here from Team Scream Racing. Craig Champion will be driving El Toro Loco. Preston Perez is in Axe. Also from Team Scream Racing are these next two drivers, Jim Kohler in Avenger, he's in the World Finals 20 body, and Corey Rummel in Megalodon. Then we have Kayla Blood coming off her best weekend of the year last week in Anaheim. She is here in Soldier of Fortune, and Charlie Pauken, who has been one of the best drivers of the year this year, is here in Monster Mud. Barry Musauer and Zombie kicks off the Final Four. He has had a really good year in his first year on a stadium tour in years. Camden Murphy's here in the Bakugan Dragonoid, consistently up there at the top of the tour every week. Tyler Menninga has been chasing the top spot on the tour for a couple weeks. He is here in Gravedigger, and Ryan Anderson is the driver that is at the top of the tour right now in Son of a Digger. Let's get into some Monster Jam racing tonight. 12 trucks compete in Monster Jam racing today. We get into Monster Jam racing round number 1 as Barry Musauer and Zombie takes on Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid for show 1 of 2. Here in Anaheim. This is the third time we are in Anaheim this year. All three have been Stadium Tour Yellow. It's a close race going to the final turn. Two great racers meeting in just round 1. And they are providing one heck of a race to start off the night, but it is Dragonoid off to the next round. Now it's Paul Jensen, Jurassic Attack, taking on Corey Rummel in Megalodon. Paul Jensen looking for a huge win in round number 1 over a guy, Corey Rummel, who has been absolutely dominant in racing this season. Still doesn't have a racing win, but he will get one, I guarantee it. And Corey Rummel one step closer here tonight as he takes home a win in round number 1. Next up, Jim Kohler in Avenger takes on his teammate Preston Perez in Axe. This would be a big win for Preston Perez to snag here in round number 1 over his boss for this season, Jim Kohler. But Perez has gotten better by the weeks, so you can never count him out. Jim Kohler, though, does have a lead entering the final turn. The winner goes on to the second round. Kohler with a wide turn. It hurts him in that final turn, but Preston Perez had his own mistakes in that race as well, preventing him from a spot in the next round. Now, Caleb Blood and Soldier of Fortune will take on Craig Champion in El Toro Loco. Craig Champion drifting up on the berm like he does every week. That's either a blessing or a curse for him. He goes really wide in that first turn, giving Caleb Blood a massive lead, and she now just needs to hold the line going to this final jump, and she will have a win. And indeed she does, as another problem for El Toro Loco gives an easy victory to Soldier Fortune. He's still going to cross the line, but Caleb Blood is off to where we are now, round 2, and Camden Murphy has another difficult matchup ahead of him as the Bakugan Dragonoid takes on Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. Murphy took out Barry Musauer in round 1. Now he's taking on the tour leader, Ryan Anderson. And he has a tight race right now. The two of them are so close, but Murphy is on a bicycle entering the final turn. It is close over the ramp. It is Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger winning that heavyweight matchup. Now Corey Rummel in Megalodon takes on Mike Christensen in Vendetta. Mike Christensen also searching his first racing win of the year, but Corey Rummel has just been on fire this season, and another guy who, like I said earlier, searching that first racing win of the year. He's got a small lead in this final turn, but not that small of a lead at the end as Megalodon takes home that one. He's off to the next round. Now Jim Kohler in Avenger, the veteran, takes on another veteran, Charlie Pauken in Monster Mode. Two guys that have been around this sport for a very long time. Avenger with a weird berm drift puts him behind early. Monster Mode looking to capitalize, and he does. Charlie Pauken has a massive lead going into this final turn. Kohler trying to make up ground. He makes up a little bit, but Monster Mutt still heading off to the semifinals. Now the final race of round 2. Caleb Blood and Soldier Fortune takes on Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. The two green trucks going head-to-head, and Caleb Blood would love nothing more than to knock out Tyler Menninga yet again. She's done it before this year. It is close, and Caleb Blunt has a lead entering the final turn. Gravedigger at risk of being put further behind in the point standings. But not today, as Gravedigger makes up the ground. Tyler Menninga off to the semifinals. Now kicking off the semifinals, Corey Rummel and Megalodon takes on Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. This is a very good race between two drivers that are so good at this track. Dead even, an absolute tie entering the final turn. Corey Rummel with a good turn. He fishtails a little bit, no pun intended, but Son of a Digger capitalizes on the small mistake and is off to the final round. No racing win tonight for Corey Rummel. Now Charlie Pauken and Monster Mutt takes on Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger. Menninga cutting that turn super early. It's been a slick turn tonight on that right side of the track, and it is giving a big lead to Gravedigger now as we go to the final turn. But a much closer race at the end, and Monster Mutt makes up the ground, and he is off to the final round as Charlie Pauken and Monster Mutt now takes on Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger. The winner takes home the trophy tonight here in the first of two shows in Anaheim this weekend. Ryan Anderson also cutting that turn early. Absolutely beautiful turn from Son of a Digger, but Charlie Pauken still holding the line and is winning this race so far, going to this final turn. Both strong, both fast, but only one can win it, and that is Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger, taking home 12 points as he continues his dominance on Stadium Tour Yellow, on the hunt for the Tour Championship and an automatic spot in the Monster Jam World Finals 21 in Orlando in May. A big win going to Team Son of a Digger. A valiant effort from Monster Mutt as Charlie Pauken continues to just do so well in racing, but it is Ryan Anderson that gets that trophy. He is pumped up about it. It's time for skills. Barney Musauer and Zombie, the king of the wheelie, has to come out first because, well, he was the first man to get knocked out in racing. He's going to go for a donut this time, changing things up. Whipping up a spectacular donut. That is the donut world record holder, Barney Musauer and Zombie, getting a 7.490. Now it is Paul Jensen in Jurassic Attack. Paul Jensen lining up for hit number one. Doesn't get really anything off of it, unfortunately. He does have one hit to go. That beautiful Jurassic Attack body here in Anaheim for the third time of 2022, like all the other trucks and drivers here on Stadium Tour Yellow. I want to say this is show, he's going for a bicycle. Not going to quite get a great one. It's a 2.946. Now Preston Perez in X, lining up for his first hit. I think this is the fifth show of the year here. Sorry, the sixth show of the year. That is Preston Perez's first hit, a stompy. He typically goes right into that second hit. They had one show, and then, no, this is their fourth, sorry. Going for a bicycle, a nice hit from Axe. That grants him a score of a 7.749, your new leader. Now Craig Champion in El Toro Loco looks to change that. He has had a lot of trouble hitting those slap wheelies the last couple of weeks. No different there. For some reason, just in a bit of a slap wheelie run. I don't know, it's either 4 or 5 shows that this will be at the end of this current one we are in. Someone let me know in the comments. I know you guys know. Lining up for hit number 2. Craig Champion, Monster Mutt. Going for a stoppie and nothing much doing there. It's a 3.214. Now Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid. Had a very rough road ahead of him in the racing competition today. Had to knock out Mari Musauer and Zombie, and then got knocked out by Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. Looking to get some of those points back here in skills. He has been so consistent this year in the skills competition. He was marked last week as my first official winner prediction for the two-wheel competition in the World Finals this year. Sets down a nice moonwalk there. He has done a really good job on this skills competition this year. I've said it in weeks past. He's been the most consistent stoppier all season. Not sure what he's going for here. The engine doesn't quite sound right. He has had some truck problems these last few weeks. Is he going for a bicycle? Yeah, he is. He's going for a bicycle. Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid getting up on the right side, rolling over, getting some gas, and a save out of the Dragonoid, and a well-deserved lead at a 9.546, a big leap to give him that lead. Now Mike Christensen at Vendetta gets a slat wheelie that he walks towards the other corner of the track down that right field line. An absolute perfect first hit there for Mike Christensen. Perfect in the regards of where he got it. It wasn't the best landing, but he got a nice slat wheelie out of what wasn't really the best landing. So your new leader is Camden Murphy with a 9.546. That loud Vendetta truck going for his second hit. Rolling down, putting it into a stoppie. Good hit here from Vendetta. A very successful stoppie for Mike Christensen. A 7.558, unfortunately not enough for the lead. Now Jim Kohler in Avenger, he had some really good stoppies last week. He's been doing a lot better in that regard these last couple of weeks. He did a good one in Glendale, arguably the best one of his career. Sets that one down for hit number 1. Love this beautiful World Finals 20 body. This is the third weekend he has ran it this year, so nice to see him changing things up. He ran with the World Finals 10 body last week, and then he went to the next decade, and a massive sky wheelie from Avenger. Wow, breaks the truck. That was a very hard landing from Avenger. The score reflects with an 8.930, though. That's second place. Now it's Kayla Blood and Soldier Fortune. She whips it into a donut, the second one of this competition. Again, you can do 2 moves on 2 wheels or 1 donut. She's going for the donut. Laurie Musauer did the other one earlier. A fantastic donut right now from Kayla Blood. Soldier Fortune is whipping it on the track. The score is a 7.875. For Kayla Blood. That brings up Corey Rummel, Megalodon, lining up for his first of 2 hits. Going for a stoppie and nothing, absolutely nothing off of that first hit. A rough break there. He's already been underscored a lot this season. So you know Corey Rummel needs to now put down an incredible second hit. Doesn't want to rush into that one. Backs up, tries to get it going for the perfect move. On the front 2 wheels again. Moonwalking it, getting it up the ramp, and sets it down. A good second hit for Megalodon, earns him an 8.008. Now Tyler Meninga, Gravedigger, the 40th anniversary of this machine, lining up for his first hit in the 2-wheel competition. He is on those front 2 wheels. Stopping it, moonwalking it. Trying to get it up the ramp, can't quite do so. Pops the back, hurt something in the back right. I think he might have broken the wheel. I don't know, something went on in that back right. It ends his run with only 1 hit. It's an 8.684. Now it's Charlie Balkin, Monster Mutt, the runner-up in the racing competition. Hawkins had a lot of good skills runs this year, but couldn't quite hit the brakes in time on that one, and did not get the best stoppie there on hit number 1, but he does have 1 hit to go. Going for a bicycle, walking the bicycle, and that is his 2 hits, a 6.805, and now your racing winner, Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, has a good chance to double down. Camden Murphy's your leader with a 9.546. It's going to be a close one. That is not an easy score to beat. So Ryan Anderson needs to put on his best performance here in Anaheim in order to walk out of here with his second competition win of the day. Going for a bicycle. Walking it into the turn. We know Ryan loves to walk this thing throughout the stadium. and sets it down, almost his longest bicycle ever with that one. A great first hit for Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, but he has one to go as he looks to take down the Dragonoid. Going for a bicycle off the step-up ramp. He's on the left sidewall. It's a sidewall donut on the left side and sets it down. Two very good hits, and that is a win for Son of a Digger, a 9.688, and that is the double down secured for Ryan Anderson here in Anaheim. Now it's freestyle time. Corey Rummel and Megalodon kicks it off here in Anaheim. 2 minutes to do whatever you want right here on this track, and Corey Rummel, driving this Megalodon truck, will kick it off with his 2 minutes in the third weekend here in Anaheim of 2022. Corey Rummel has had a disappointing season so far, and I think a lot of that isn't necessarily big air. I don't think it's necessarily in terms of performance. Oh, a weird bounce, somersaulting, and Megalodon setting itself down. What on earth was that? I don't know if he can keep on going. That truck took a very hard hit there. I mean, the dumpster helped him out severely. What a move. I mean, what was that? He's refired. He's going to keep going. Your first run of the night, and I'm already sitting up. So what I was saying is that Rummel, unfortunately, this season, his stores have not been great in skills or freestyle, and they haven't quite reflected his runs this year. So that has hurt him a lot in terms of points. And because of that, his points reflect him having a bit of a rough year, which is why it's a disappointing year, because you know Corey is always a guy who could be a threat to win the Tour, but because of poor scoring, it's almost taken him out of the competition in general to be able to win this Tour. He's got some rear steer problems. Looks like that back rear steer is just locked up. It's either locked up or broken. I think it's broken. That rear steer is going any which way it wants. So he has no control over the back rear steer. He has to just kind of throw the truck around and pray that it'll go the way he wants. That doesn't happen very often. Typically it locks up, but he has it to where it's just broken, where it'll point one direction, and when you land or move, it'll go another way. It just kind of goes with the wind. It happened to Brandon Mahan in the World Finals in 2018 in the Whiplash truck. It just happens sometimes. He goes for a donut, but obviously the way the wheels are now deciding to spin doesn't go well with what he wants to do. So it's too bad the second half of this run has been quite hurt by a broken truck. There's no way they're going to let him hit the backflip like that. There's no shot. I don't think they can. No, they're not going to let him hit the backflip. So that's the end of his run, 8.524. A spectacular move in the middle of the run, but unfortunately the truck broke on it, which hurts the rest. That brings up Mike Christensen and Vendetta out of Team Throttle Monster. Mike Christensen has had some good freestyle runs this year. Oftentimes comes out towards the beginning of the competition and sets the bar. But we also have to keep in mind that, well, we had ourselves a very good run to start it off. I mean, Megalodon did about everything he possibly could in order to set that bar as high as humanly possible. And he did just that with an 8.5. So Mike Christensen hopes to follow that up here and snag himself a lead, a nice leap. More nice air, using those jammers to his advantage. He does that quite frequently in his freestyles so far this year. Time winding down, getting a big leap there right towards the end of the run as we get close to the scores needing to be brought in from the fans. Lining up for the backflip. It's after the time, so this doesn't count. This is just for fun. Breaks the rear end and can't quite land it either. So the just for fun backflip provides fruitless. It is an 8.049, putting him in second place. Now Charlie Pauken and Monster Mutt. 2 out of these first 3 freestylers have been serious heavy hitters, and that's no disrespect to Mike Christensen. I'm just saying that Rummel and Pauken oftentimes find themselves coming out in the last few trucks in the freestyle competition, so the fans getting a nice change of pace. And I mentioned it in a past commentary that it's always good to have some really good drivers. I believe it was in St. Louis where Todd LeDuc came out first or second. It's always good to have a really good driver coming out early. That's going to set the bar really high early on. Nice slap wheelie from Monster Mutt, the best one of the night so far. Because having them coming out early means that you're going to have a high bar, which is going to also increase the competition because everyone else then has to try harder in order to beat the top score, as opposed to, well, the high score is an 8 and we're the 6th truck out, so I don't need to do too much. But now the high score is an 8.5. You've got to step up your game a little bit. Charlie Pauken doing just that with some huge air. Oh no, the truck is nosediving in and crumples inside of itself. An 8.300 for Monster Mutt. A tough break. That brings up Bari Musauer. Zombie, the king of the wheelie, going for a... Oh, whoa, he didn't execute a wheelie. I think that's like the first time this year. Unfortunately, both Axe and Avenger cannot compete in this freestyle competition, so it's only a 10-truck freestyle, which also increases the need for these drivers to put on a really good show because the fans are getting 2 less trucks in this competition than they had anticipated. So Bari Musauer and the rest so far doing their job and putting on the best show possible. Too bad Monster Mutt's run ended a little early, but it went out in quite style. Charlie Pauken's known for going out in style. That's almost his thing. Oh boy, on the sidewalls for Zombie. Oh no, and the truck is on its lid. A tough break there. It's an 8.174. What are these scores? They're so high. That brings up El Toro Loco. Craig Champion flying over the racing lane to start off his run. So the last 2 runs ending very early. It's good that Craig Champion's coming out now, a guy that typically fills the clock no matter what. Rarely see him go over early, which is always good, especially in nights like these where we've had a couple of guys not really put on the full potential freestyle. Megalodon had a great run, but only put really a minute of a freestyle on. While, yes, he did fill the clock, he didn't have a fully functioning truck for the second half of it, which completely hindered his abilities to throw down a good freestyle. So Craig Champion just doing what he can to fill the clock and put on a good show. Having a solid freestyle thus far. Again, though, still plenty of time to go. Nice sky wheelie. Oh no, the truck rolling backwards. Can he save it? Yes, he does. Throws it in reverse. Prevent that thing from going over past vertical. I've said that term a lot this year, past vertical. We've had a lot of drivers, especially on this tour, it's predominantly been on this tour, that go for wheelies or sky wheelies and they go a little bit past where they need to. Thankfully, Craig Champion is not going to be a victim of that quite yet in this run. You never know what's still to come, though. You can always have it happen. Oh my, are you... Okay, prevents it from happening again. He almost just played right into what I was saying. Again, another blind commentary. I don't know what's going on. I will let you guys know in the beginning of the commentary if it is not blind. Just be aware of that for anyone going forward that's curious. Nose dive in. That's the end of time, but El Toro Loco still rolling, and he will call it quits right there. It is a 7.503 for the Crazy Bull. Now it's Preston Perez and Axe, in which the Well, the sheet says doesn't compete, so that's a lie. So they're getting 11 freestyles. I mean, that's incredibly strange because he is freestyling. I'm looking at him. Nice air from Axe. Okay, so that could have been the problem. Maybe they just gave him a 0 or didn't fill the time. Well, that's misleading. That's not a DNC. That's a didn't fill the clock. Didn't fill the required time. Now it's Gravedigger coming out. This is Tyler Menninga. Tyler Menninga starting off his run with nice air. Nice air over the racing lane. Tyler Menninga this season has been up and down in the freestyle competition. He's had a lot of success, but he's also had his fair share of difficulties. He hasn't had the best working truck this year. Nice air, biggest air of the night. Well, actually, Charlie Balkins is bigger than that. His truck is it's kind of stabbed him in the back a few times this year. For whatever reason, that thing just has not been working at 100% pretty much the entire season. Currently chasing your leader, Corey Rummel and Megalodon, who has been there since he came out as the first truck of the freestyle competition. Bad to the bone for 40 years. Tyler Menninga chasing Ryan Anderson atop this tour. It has been a long fight for Tyler to try and get there all season long. And it has so far been fruitless. He has not been able to overtake Ryan at that top spot quite yet. Going for huge air, sending it to the center of the track. That's your biggest air of the night. A little bit of trouble, but Gravedigger getting right out of it. Lining up for the backflip ramp. Tyler Menninga. Oh no, the truck dies halfway through, and that's the end of the run. It takes the lead, though. It's an 8.986. Now Camden Murphy in a half-shelled Bakugan Dragonoid is freestyling in Anaheim. Murphy did very well in the skills competition. He finished in second, so he now looks to add on to that. Nice air from Dragonoid. Oh my! Flying off of the jammer. That was some sick air. He is having a good run so far as he goes after Gravedigger for the top spot. Had the most impressive leap of the night. I don't know if you can call it the biggest air, but it was definitely the most impressive. It took my breath away. Oh boy, dumpster. Little impact with the dumpster there. They have to shut him off. Oh no, they end the run for that. That is terribly disappointing for the Bakugan Dragonoid. It's an 8.008, and that's going to kill him in the scores. Jurassic Attack comes out and has an engine pop right away. A little backfire of the engine, unfortunately. I mean, it's never a good thing whenever that happens. Oh, the body's coming off on its own. Thankfully, he's able to keep on running. get that truck refired. Jensen has, in these last couple of weeks, really gotten himself in a good spot in terms of he's looked a lot better. We have said it that this chassis is new. He struggled mightily at the start of the season, but he is finally coming into his own. Oh boy, very hard landing as these last couple of weeks have gone along. It really started in Houston. That was the beginning of a good stretch for Paul Jensen in this Jurassic Attack truck, and I must say he has been looking like the driver we expect him to be these last couple of weeks. Nice air over the center of the track for Paul Jensen. Clock is winding down. Is he going for the backflip? We've had a couple of these this year for Paul Jensen. And another one, the truck has a stroke before it even hits the backflip ramp. And that's an 8.103. Now it is Jim Kohler in Avenger. Another driver that, well, it says doesn't compete, so I guess that means he doesn't fulfill the 30 seconds. That's nice to know. I mean, that's too bad, because I now know that he's not going to fill the 30 seconds, because it says on here that he doesn't compete, and they lied, and he does compete. Oh, well, here he goes, flipping over. I guess that's going to be the end of the run. Yep, there it is. Well, that's too bad. So that's apparently a did not compete in the scorebook for, well, just on the website. It's technically a 0, did not fill the time. I don't think you get points for did not compete, but when you actually compete in the competition, you, I believe, get 1 point, which in the overall scheme of things for Jim Kohler isn't going to really matter, but it still makes a difference in terms of tallying points. Kayla Blood and Soldier Fortune's freestyling now. She started off with the same move she always does. She has had a fantastic last couple of weeks. Starting in Glendale, she has finally turned into the driver at the stadium level that we expected her to be. And that's been a pleasure to watch. She's had some really good runs. She won her first freestyle competition of the year last week in Anaheim, show number 1. She finished runner-up in the second show. She has done really, really well these last couple of weeks. She finished runner-up, I believe, in Glendale as well. So, Soldier Fortune has certainly turned the corner. She is certainly putting on a good run so far. She chases down Gravedigger's top spot at an 8.986. Not a very high score for Gravedigger. No one has landed the backflip tonight, so if you can land the backflip and put down a good 2 minutes, you should have a lead. Oh boy, casing it in there. A weird landing. You always got to be careful when the truck lands like that, because it could just shoot you in any which direction. I think she's going for the backflip. Let's hope that she can... what's going on? I think they shut her off. You saw the tech official. I saw the tech official looking from here. Ah, that's why the body part was falling off the sponsorship cards. You saw the tech official from up here looking. I could see him. He was like bending over, taking a look at the truck, and he does a good job at getting that truck secure. So maybe the truck won't die before it hits the backflip. It doesn't, but it over-rotates. And that's going to be the end of the run. So still not a single backflip landed tonight, as Kayla Blood gets a 9.298, gives her the lead. With one truck to go, Kayla Blood looking at an opportunity to win her her second freestyle win of the year and her second in as many weeks right here in Anaheim. Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, though, well, he's your last freestyler tonight before we get into show number 2, and you've got to expect that Ryan Anderson is going to put on a show. The man is simply a menace when it comes to freestyle. His father, Dennis, the original menace. Dennis the Menace, get it? Haha. But Ryan Anderson is continuing on the legacy of the family with the Son of a Digger truck, as his brother, Gravedigger driver Adam Anderson, will be featured in tomorrow's commentary in Detroit, Michigan. Ryan Anderson doing a good job at filling the floor, but I mean, what else can I say other than Ryan's just a fantastic freestyler? Look at that. He just leaped across half the floor off of the racing ramp, and now he launches it to the center of the track. I mean, it's like I expect it now from Ryan. It's not like it's a shock. I mean, I get excited, yes, when he goes, but it's not like I'm sitting here, jumping for joy every time. I mean, I'm jumping for joy on the inside, but it's just expected at this point. Ryan Anderson, he's unbelievable what he can do in this truck. Big air on the step up. Gotta love when people utilize that thing for what it's intended for, and that is some serious hang time. It is not an easy move to go for, and let me tell you, folks, that move, when you go for that, I mean, you've got to just kind of just clench your teeth and pray, because it is a steep hit. Ryan realizing now that he can't go for the backflip on this side. Never mind. I thought Gravedigger was blocking the backflip, but now that I see it, it's not. Oh, and the wheel came off. Well, that's the end of the run. It's the end of the show, and it's a win for Son of a Digger here in freestyle with a 9.482. Let's move on to the next day, shall we? Monster Jam Racing on Sunday. This first race is between Caleb Blood and Soldier Fortune and Paul Jensen and Jurassic Attack. So Ryan Anderson snags freestyle in a triple down. The first triple down of 2022 goes to Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. Caleb Blood wins that first round race as she is off to the next one. That brings up Preston Perez and Axis. He takes on Charlie Pauken in Monster Mutt. Charlie Pauken, runner-up in racing last night. Hoping to get back there again. He's one step closer as he wins round number 1 against Axe. Now Jim Kohler in Avenger takes on Mike Christensen in Vendetta. Two independents going head-to-head. It's a close one going to the final turn. Avenger with a smooth turn and over the final jump. It is Jim Kohler and Avenger off to the second round. Now Corey Rummel and Megalodon takes on Greg Champion and El Toro Loco. Will today be the day that Corey Rummel snags himself a racing win? And Corey Rummel has himself a win here in round number 1. He's off to the next round. Soldier Fortune and Caleb Blood now takes on Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid. This would be a huge win for Caleb Blood if she can win it. She won racing last year, I believe, in MetLife Stadium. So she's got some racing wins under her belt at the stadium level, but a small mistake in that final turn costs her a win here tonight as Camden Murphy is moving on. Now Charlie Pauken in Monster Mud takes on Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. We've got a heavyweight battle here. Very close race going to the final turn. Charlie Pauken racing against his former truck. And Charlie Pauken with a win against his former truck puts him in the semifinals. Now Jim Kohler in Avenger takes on Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. Jim Kohler, who's been driving, he is celebrating his 25th anniversary this year in that Avenger truck. Ryan Anderson is in, I want to say, year 11 of driving this truck full time. Maybe 12? 11th full year, or 12th full year rather. Son of a Digger takes home the win. He is off to the next round. We are now in the final race of round 2. Barry Musauer and Zombie takes on Corey Rummel and Megalodon. I believe Corey Rummel just red lit. He went way before the light. Well, before Barry started. It doesn't look like he did, though. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. He just spun out in the turn, and that's going to end his night. Unless something catastrophic happens to Barry Musauer. It does not, and Zombie crosses the line first with a round 2 victory. Let's go to the semifinals. Charlie Pauken and Monster Mutt takes on Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid heavyweight battle here in the semifinals. You might hear me say heavyweight battle a lot. I'm going to now say that anytime we have a matchup that I consider to be like a final round potential matchup where it's just two great drivers. I'd like to get maybe a better phrase for it, but I like it. It's close over the final ramp and very close, but Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid snags a win. He is off to the finals. Now Barry Musauer and Zombie takes on Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger. And don't overlook Barry Musauer. This is also a heavyweight matchup here in the semifinals. Ryan Anderson, a small mistake. And Ryan Anderson's going over. Fantastic save, but that is not going to matter as Zombie wins it and is off to the final round. A big win over Son of a Digger. So now it's time for the final round of racing here in Anaheim. Barry Musauer and Zombie takes on Camden Murphy in the Dragonoid. Camden Murphy hunting for racing win number 2 this season. Sorry, make it racing number 3 of the season. It's a close one over the line, but Camden Murphy in the Bakugan Dragonoid takes it home and wins racing tonight in Anaheim. What a good finish to this racing event. Barry Musauer could not quite grab that first racing win of the year as Camden Murphy notches number 3 of the 2022 campaign in his belt. He is celebrating with a little donut. That brings us to the skills competition. Paul Jensen and Jurassic Attack starts us off. You can do either 2 moves on 2 wheels or 1 donut. He is going to a donut. A great donut, might I add. My goodness, he has done some fantastic donuts this year. 7.185. Now it's Preston Perez and X. Preston Perez has done a very good job in 2022 in this skills competition. He's tried a lot of new things. Done a pretty good job at it. Nice stoppie. He's come a long way in the stoppie game and moonwalking it up and over the ramp. And a nice land. Oh, he might have broken the truck there on the landing. That rear steer, those rear wheels looked a little weird on that landing there. Yep, he broke his rear steer. That's gonna... I don't know if that'll end his run, but most certainly not going to help. Can't turn that way. I don't know what he's going to do here. Somehow he's able to turn left a little bit. And nope, you're going to have to back up again. He's going to just have to hit something at a weird angle and just kind of accept it. And accept defeat, unfortunately. I mean, this is a struggle. This is painful to watch. It's always too bad when that happens in the skills competition. It rarely happens, but when it does, I mean, it is just debilitating. Nice move, though. I mean, doing what he can. Pulled a little Mikey Vauders, and another one where he has a hard landing on the back, and he's on his lid. Axe is done. It's a 6.716. I mean, that was pretty on par with Jurassic Attack's run, but it doesn't get the lead. That brings up Mike Christensen and Vendetta. Riding a slap wheelie, a pretty good hit. He did it last night, too, in the skills competition. It was a good one. Going for a bicycle. It's a 4.891. Now it's El Toro Loco. Craig Champion, your leader. Jurassic Attack with a 7.185. And Craig Champion and El Toro Loco looking to grab a lead. Almost won skills back in San Diego earlier this year. Had a phenomenal move. And again, can't get the slap wheelie. I mean, he was nailing those every single time at the beginning of the year, but now it is just not happening for him. Really too bad. However, he's been following it up with some stoppies, and they've been pretty good, some of them. On the front two wheels, sets it down, and that'll do it, a 5.577. Now Kayla Blood, Soldier Fortune. The one thing Kayla Blood has struggled at this year, other than racing, she's had a really tough time. She hasn't had the best skills runs. I know she can do better than she's had. It's also a matter of getting used to having so much room. You might think that it's a blessing to have so much extra room for a driver that spent their entire career in arenas. But it can also be a curse at the same time, because in arenas you're used to doing it in a very closed space, and you're used to drivers that really can't walk it very far. So it's a very even playing field. But here, she goes for her second stoppie. You've got guys that can walk that thing forward and backwards, where in arenas you can just walk it right back up the ramp, and that's where you get your skills points, but not in the stadiums, and I think that's where she is struggling. She does take the lead, though. It's an 8.285. Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger playing a little game with Soldier Fortune that just snagged the lead. She's still in the truck. He put that wheel right up next to her head. Tyler Menninga, a nice little competitive love tap there. Now goes for hit number one. On the front two wheels, moonwalking it up the ramp, and setting it down. So that is hit number one. He's got one hit to go here in the skills competition. Putting it on the front two wheels in a stoppie. Moonwalking it up the ramp, and on top of the ramp on one wheel, still on one wheel, sets it down, comboing it onto the back two wheels, and sitting it there on the rear two wheels, and I don't think that thing's going to come down. We have our first stuck wheelie of the year. That's 9.192 in the stadiums, that is. I don't know if there have been any in arenas. That brings up Jim Kohler and Avenger. First hit is a stoppie. He's got one to go. One hit to go, going for the step up, and I mean, it's not a sky wheelie, but it's still a dang good hit. As Avenger gets a 7.694. Now Megalodon. Corey Rummel, your leader, still a 9.192 from Gravedigger. On the front two wheels. Beautiful. Stoppy, that's one hit. Corey Rummel has done some really good stoppies this year. I'd say he's in the upper half of skills drivers. On the front two wheels again. Moonwalking it back, still moonwalking it, still going, and can't quite get enough power to get that moonwalk all the way up, but that is an 8.135 from Corey Rummel. Now it is Charlie Pauken, Monster Mutt. We had a lot of drivers come out already, but Charlie Pauken still got knocked out pretty early in that racing competition. Nice moonwalk there from Monster Mutt. Bicycle time from Monster Mutt as he's on the right side, setting it down, and gives a little kiss to the dumpster. Monster Mutt, an 8.650. Now it's Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. He tripled down last night. Oh boy, nothing there. Not a good bicycle from Ryan Anderson. Couldn't quite get the kick from it. He's got one hit to go, but his scores are going to be a lot lower than you would want because hit number one was not quite what he had hoped. Now lining up for that step up for another bicycle. He's done these a few times. He's utilized that step up in the baseball stadiums to his advantage. On the left side of the track, back on the right side, and a very good second hit there, which helps his score to an 8.201. Not where Ryan Anderson wanted it to be, though. That brings up Zombie. Mari Musauri, your leader, Gravedigger, with a 9.192. Musauer going for the jammer. He hasn't hit a wheelie yet this weekend, but now he has. The king of the wheelie is asserting dominance. He's got one hit to go. Up sky wheelie time. Oh, nice sky wheelie. Bouncing it on the back two wheels. That is how you execute a sky wheelie off of the step up. It's an 8.365, good enough for third. Now the Bakugan Dragonoid, your racing winner tonight, coming out last. Looking for a double down. Nice stoppy. Moonwalking it up the ramp as he's done so many times this year, walking it all the way down the step-up ramp. A professional moonwalk from the Bakugan Dragonoid, and he still has another hit to go. I mean, he has been on fire this year. I mean, he is currently, because I'm going to update my predictions every week after I film the commentaries, he is my current pick to win the skills competition, the two-wheel competition at the Monster Jam World Finals, assuming he gets in it. And it's for moves like this. I mean, he has just been so consistent this year. The most consistent skills driver of 2022, and it just gets, the gap gets bigger and bigger by the week. Fantastic job, 9.288, double down for the Bakugan Dragonoid, as he is now on skills as well. He is a freestyle win away from a triple down, and it would be a double triple down here in Anaheim if he can do so. Mike Christensen and Vendetta leads off the freestyle competition, our final competition of the weekend here from Anaheim. Getting nice air. Imagine that, a double triple down. I mean, how many times is that? I don't think that has ever happened before. We have had a double triple down between two different drivers. It might have happened in the past, a double triple down from the same driver, but two different drivers in one weekend doing that, I could almost guarantee you has never happened in a stadium show before. The only time it's been possible since the two-wheel competition was introduced, because before, well, actually no, that we had, well, the rules were a little strange before 2017 because there was we would have the donut competition and the obstacle course, but those would be drivers that didn't compete in racing, so it was impossible for a triple down. So 2017 was the first year ever that you could have a triple down at the stadium level. So since 2017, when the two-wheel competition was introduced in Foxborough for the first time of that year, I can almost guarantee you there has never been two triple downs in a weekend by two different drivers. The other reason for that is because this year, in 2022, this is really the first year where Monster Jam has had, as Vendetta's run has done at a 6.376. That brings up El Toro Loco. There is one driver listed as doesn't compete, but because they screwed up the statistics in the first show, I'm not believing it. I'm just going to wait. I'm at least not going to tell you. I know. So this way, at least if the truck comes out, that they're going to not complete the 30 seconds. But at least this way, you guys don't know that I know. So you'll know after the run's over that I knew. Little donut for El Toro Loco. But 2022, we have seen more shows than ever. I mean, they have had more stadium shows than they have ever had in a first quarter between two tours. Because in the past, we would have 3 tours, so there would be more shows. But they needed to make up the revenue somehow. So now these 2 tours are pretty much putting on 2 shows a weekend. It was a rarity in the past to have 2 shows in a weekend. I think there were maybe 3 weekends a year around for every tour where they would have 2 shows as predominantly one, which also drastically decreases the opportunity for a double triple down. A triple down itself is rare enough, but to have 2 of them in the same weekend is super rare, and then from 2 different drivers to do it, pretty much the rarest thing you can have happen. So, moral of the story is, as El Toro Loco gets big air, if Dragonoid can win freestyle tonight, it'll be the first, it'll be history in Monster Jam in the 30th anniversary of the sport. That'd be pretty darn cool. I will say that, if he can pull that off. Still hoping Craig Champion snags himself a backflip this year. I think that'd be pretty fun. He's had some good freestyles this year. I mean, really, he has done a good job at just filling the clock. He's gotten some nice air. It's been an impressive 2022 campaign from Craig Champion in his first year on a stadium tour. His run is up. El Toro Loco perching it on top of the pod. Takes the lead at a 7.307. Now it's Camden Murphy. All eyes are on Camden Murphy as history awaits, possibly, as his 2 minutes are on the clock. Again, he has won racing and skills tonight. A freestyle win would guarantee him Monster Jam history, as it would be the first time ever where 2 different drivers have tripled down in a weekend. Off to a good start, getting good air. Murphy's run was ended a little bit short last night because he bumped into the dumpster and they had to shut him off. So he's obviously looking for some vengeance tonight. He's gotten it so far with 2 competition wins. Now, he's not completely out of the points standings either. It's really coming down to Ryan Anderson, Tyler Menninga, and Camden Murphy. While Murphy is farther behind than you would like, it's still striking distance. It really is. It's never impossible. Big air. While the lead is pretty much solidified for Ryan, there are a lot of shows left on this tour that you will see at the end of this commentary with the amount of shows coming up. More big air. Circling around, going for the backflip. Oh, well, maybe not. No, he wants to go for the backflip, but the truck didn't quite position itself well, but he is going for it anyway. There you go, a little over-rotated, and the truck brakes. Unfortunately, Camden Murphy's just having some severe truck breakage. I don't know if they realized that he broke that rear axle, but it doesn't matter because the truck corkscrews itself into the ground. It's an 8.929, so he is in a not the best spot as Jim Kohler and Avenger comes out now to freestyle. An 8.929 is good, but it is not necessarily going to be good enough. That is a low score to win freestyle. It's happened before, but the odds are heavily against Murphy winning freestyle here tonight. Jim Kohler, last week in Anaheim, had a very good week. He had one of the highlights of the weekend by having a somersault into the dumpsters. Big air off of the jammer, and then he ended his night, the next night, with some more dumpster action. A little sidewall action here tonight. Will end his run early at a 7.2 on the dot. That brings up Paul Jensen, Jurassic Attack flying off of the racing lane. And he's been shut off. Hopefully he can refire.
Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's all take a collective exhale. You can see 110 seconds on the clock. The run just getting underway for Jurassic Attack. And I think some of our tech officials just going to do a little bit of track maintenance here and make sure that they clear off that debris to make sure that Jurassic Attack can refire and continue what will be basically an entire run. He's only just got it started, and it looks like he is refired and ready to run.
Alrighty, we are refired. Let John Saponaro talk there a little bit. Keep on rolling. More big air from Jurassic Attack. And another hard landing. Oh boy, the truck is rolling over. Can he save it? No. That is it. The time is, well, he completes 30 seconds, so it's a 6.193, which brings out Barry Musauer and Zombie, who goes for the jammer and gets a slap wheelie. Nice slap wheelie there. Massive air. Wow! Zombie absolutely flying. That was just unbelievable air out of Barney Musauer. So Barney Musauer and Zombie continuing his freestyle run. More nice air. So Musauer having a pretty good run so far. He's about halfway through. Oh my, I mean, he is just flying in this run. The zombie mouth is going. He is really gunning for Camden Murphy's top spot.
30 seconds left.
Going for the backflip. The second attempt of the night. Landed it as the upper mouth is flapping around. Another giant leap as Zombie is just getting some pings on the Anaheim Airport radar in this run and finishing it with a donut. Camden Murphy, well, your chance at a triple down in history is over. It's a 9.301 and well deservingly your new leader. Now it's Monster Mutt. Charlie Pauken gets himself on the track for what should be a good run as the 2010 World Finals Freestyle Champion brings his talents to the second show here of the weekend in Anaheim. Oh boy, almost lost it there, but that's professional driving. He knew just the perfect time to turn, hit the gas, make sure that that truck didn't get in more trouble. Nice slap wheelie, dragging that tail along the track into the right field corner. That was perfect. Nice air transferring it to the center of the track. He's had a good run so far, similar to what Musauer was doing for the first half. Nice donut. Lining up for the backflip. Bari Musauer's lead in a little bit of trouble here as Charlie Pauken putting on a good run as well. He lands the backflip. Musauer has a 9.301. This is certainly making a bid. Musauer had those huge leaps though. Musauer getting some of that air matched by Charlie Pauken, who lines up for a big hit there. Ends the run with some more hang time. So Charlie Pauken and Monster Mud doing whatever he can to try and take Zombie out of the hot seat. It's not enough though. An 8.578 sits him in third. Now it is Megalodon, Corey Rummel. He has had some interesting freestyles these last few weeks, I must say. He's taking a different approach where he's hitting ramps at the oddest angles. You'll see it, I think he's taking a page out of Lupe Sosa's book with some of these freestyle runs where he's just kind of throwing the truck onto the ramp and just kind of hoping something fun comes out of it. Oh boy, little stoppy action. No harm, no foul. The truck's still going. Little impromptu stoppy there. So Corey Rummel in hunt of his first. I want to make sure that I'm right on this, so let me just check. Yeah, Corey Rummel in hunt of his second competition win of the year. It would be his second freestyle win of the year as well. He won Anaheim's first freestyle. Nice air. That was the one that that was the Sharks Can Fly video, I'm almost certain. Nice air. So he does have himself a win in this venue this year. It's his only win of the year. Maybe he can get his second. Bari Musauer and Zombie, 9.301. He's your leader. Megalodon lining up for the backflip ramp. Crystal clear. That was perfect out of Megalodon. You couldn't have done it any better. Still though, Bari Musauer's run was just a lot more exciting in terms of the air that he was getting. We know Corey Rummel can get that air, but didn't quite do it in this run. So the score is going to prevent him from winning tonight. It's an 8.257. Now Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger. We're getting down to the final few trucks here in Anaheim, for the final Anaheim stop of the year. They try and pack all of these baseball stadiums in before baseball season starts, but baseball season isn't starting on time, so, well, they can do it whenever the heck they want. Even though they're not going to have any impromptu scheduling of baseball stadium shows, but still, I just needed to throw in there the fact that I'm mad that Major League Baseball hasn't come to an agreement by the time that I'm recording this. And that we're going to miss baseball games this year. It's so exciting. Sorry. I'll stop ranting. I'll save that for my baseball podcast. Tyler Menninga having a good run so far, getting the nice air. I mean, the thing you really have to do, you've got to get some wow moments, because what Barry Musauer did, the air that he got, was just at another level, and it makes it that much harder for other guys to just win with a average textbook winning freestyle. Because the average textbook winning freestyle, you put down 2 minutes, you fill the air with good air, good momentum, good flow, and you don't necessarily have any super wow moments, but you get the backflip, and you get about a 9.3. What Musauer did was throw down the textbook freestyle, but instead of just getting the average air for winning freestyle, he went above and beyond and got 3 to 4 hits where he was just at double the level that you normally see in a freestyle run. Problems for Gravedigger here, and that is it. Tyler Menninga, crushing blow at a 7.470, and his hopes of winning this tour just fall exponentially by the week, as while he's not necessarily doing worse, the truck is hurting him, and Ryan Anderson is just getting better by the week. Caleb Blood and Soldier Fortune, though, she's freestyling now, and her chances of winning the tour, well, they're increasing exponentially by the week, while they're still at about 1%, because Ryan Anderson's just a monster, and Caleb Blood's start to the season was not fantastic. These last couple weeks, ever since she's been in Glendale, she has been in the top 3 drivers on the tour in these last few weeks. Without a doubt. And that's not top 3 drivers on the tour as a whole. I'm just saying, since Glendale, in just these shows, she is a top 3 driver in that span. Oh no, on the left side, sidewalls, and a save. Soldier Fortune keeping it together. She doesn't want to end right now. She's still got plenty of time on the clock, and she's going to try to utilize it. Getting big air to the center of the track. Hard landing! And into the dirt goes Soldier Fortune, an 8.634. But last up, this is Ryan Anderson, son of a digger, getting ready to freestyle right here in Anaheim. Let's see what he brings to the table. Ryan Anderson's freestyle's underway. Score to beat, 9.301. He's throwing it into a stoppie, changing things up a little bit. And that was as clean of a stoppie as you could ever have in a freestyle competition. You don't necessarily want to do it too long because you only have 2 minutes. Oh my! Absolutely launched over the racing lane. And Ryan Anderson sprinkling in some of that big air too that Barry Musauer did to win him that top spot in freestyle to this point. But Ryan Anderson hopes that that rain ends right now. He is certainly doing whatever it takes, putting the foot to the floor, sending Son of a Digger on every single hit. It is going to be a close one when it comes down to determining the winner of freestyle here in Anaheim, that's for sure. Putting it over the center of the track as he keeps on rolling. We haven't had a single mini flip this weekend either, which is pretty interesting. Now that I said that, Ryan's probably going to hit it, because I'm a fortune teller this year for some reason. Lining up for the step up, and big air, just launching it over that step up. The air is matched Zombie. I say he lands the backflip, and he's got a lead. In my eyes, at least. Or a win, it should be. Backflip. Oh no, under-rotated. So that is a victory in freestyle for Barry Musauer in Zombie. A big-time win for Bari. Unfortunately, Ryan Anderson cannot quite snag it as his score, well, it gets him a little bit below where he needed to be in order to win freestyle tonight. It says 8.649. So that does it for our commentary here in Anaheim, and that does it for Anaheim in 2022. We had a blast in 3 weekends here at Angel Stadium, all Stadium Tour Yellow events. The next commentary you could see is tomorrow, March 5th, Detroit 2022 at Ford Field, the first time back in Detroit in 2 years. Then we've got 3 Stadium Tour Yellow stops in a row before we get back to Stadium Tour Red. It's going to be over a month before Stadium Tour Red is on this channel. And then you see all the way at the bottom, a show I'm very excited for, a Stadium Tour Yellow stop with 12 trucks competing at Atlanta Motor Speedway. That is going to be a fantastic show. I can't wait for that. That is about a month and a half away from now. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching. We will see you guys all in the next one.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me.